This is an example to illustrate FIFO process costing method when spoilage exists. The example we use is from textbook 18-31 in chapter 18. In process costing, we first sort out physical production units and determine equivalent units, then determine costs, then calculate cost per equivalent unit. Finally, allocate costs. In determining physical units, please refer back to the weighted average method illustration that used the same company and the same information. We have already determined in weighted average illustration that normal spoilage units are 2,050 and abnormal spoilage units are 1,250. FIFO assumes that units started early will be completed in production first. So beginning work in process, 3,000 units will be completed first into good ones. Next, 2,500 of total good units minus 3,000 equal to 17,500 units are good ones started and completed in the same period. These two batches of good units use different percentage of May's resource. 3,000 units were started last period and were 100% direct material completed and 60% conversion costs completed as of May 1st. Therefore, these units will need from May 0% in terms of direct materials and 40% in terms of conversion costs. The 40% is 100% minus 60%. 60% is a May 1st beginning completion percentages. 17,500 units, on the other hand, are 100% use of direct materials and 100% use of conversion costs in May. Normal spoilage units and abnormal spoilage units are all completed with May's materials and conversion costs 100, 100, 100, 100. The key in FIFO method is to summarize current period equivalent units and costs. The work in process beginning inventory use of the prior period resources should be excluded. Now let's get the percentages for the ending inventory, 4,200. 4,200 units are started in May and not completed in May. And from May, these units used 100% of direct materials and 30% of conversion costs. After the physical units are determined, let's calculate equivalent units under FIFO. I set up one column for direct materials and another column for conversion costs. To determine the FIFO equivalent units for each input, we need units from work in process credit side, that is good, normal, and abnormal, and their percentages, and ending work in process units with the completion percentages 100% and 30%. So the equivalent units for direct materials are 3,000 times 0% plus 17,500 good units times 100% plus 2,050 normal spoilage units plus 1,250 abnormal spoilage units plus ending work in process 4,200 units equal to 25,000 units. As for the equivalent units for conversion costs, 3,000 units times 40% plus 17,500 good ones plus 2,050 normal spoilage plus 1,250 abnormal spoilage plus 4,200 times 30% equal to 23 to 60 units. Note that 3,000 units use 60% conversion cost from last month and only 40% from current month. So times 40% here. Also note that 4,200 units are 30% conversion costs used. Therefore, we use 30% here. Next is to summarize costs of each input. We summarize only the materials and conversion costs incurred in May. Exclude the beginning direct materials and conversion costs in work in process. Direct materials cost in May are 46,250. Conversion costs in May are 37,216. Next is to calculate cost per equivalent unit, which is May's cost per unit. Direct materials per equivalent unit is 46,250 divided by 25,000 equal to 1.85. Conversion costs per equivalent unit is 37,216 divided by 23,260 equal to 1.6. So combined together, the total manufacturing cost for a unit completed in May is 3.45. This is the current month's average cost. So finally, we can assign costs to different types of units. Costs assigned to good units 3000 are beginning direct materials 4500 plus zero materials needed in May plus beginning conversion cost 2700 plus conversion cost used in May 3000 times 40% times 1.6 equal to 9120. Cost assigned to 17500 good ones are 17500 times 3.45 equal to 60,375. Costs assigned to normal spoilage 2050 are 2050 times 3.45 equal to 7,072.5. Costs assigned to abnormal spoilage units 1050 are 1250 times 3.45 equal to 4,312.5. Costs assigned to ending work in process that's 4,200 units are direct materials amount 4,200 times 1.85 plus conversion costs amount 4,200 times 30% equivalent units times conversion cost per unit 1.6. Together, the total costs assigned to ending working process are 9,786.